Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, this is the highlight for me for tonight. Everyone here knows by now that Project Inspire has a one-on-one learning program. And of course, you'll get your opportunity momentarily to sign up. But during the pandemic, many programs were run through Project Inspire with the sole focus of getting people to learn one-on-one. Isn't that right, Stuart? One-on-one learning. And so, using the Shabbat show and using the many online projects that we ran throughout the pandemic, we pushed everyone to sign up to learn one-on-one. And one such person flew in to be here with us tonight. He is a beneficiary of our program, of our one-on-one learning program, and a beneficiary of people very similar to you in this room. So, especially in from Minneapolis, Minnesota, I'd like to ask Dr. Luciano Kolodny to share his experience with us today.
Thank you very much. I wrote some remarks, but I would like to start by saying that I'm truly humbled and honored to be invited to be here, and humbled to hear the stories of people who changed hundreds of thousands of people's lives. I've done no such a thing. My name is Luciano Kolodny. My Hebrew name is Itzhak. My grandparents were from Pinsk, Poland, and my grandfather was a deeply religious Jew, very observant, but he was the only one in the family. My grandmother, my parents, my uncles, no one was observant. And frankly, as a child growing up in Brazil, I attended the Chabad synagogue for Shabbat services primarily, especially because the rabbi's wife would prepare a really good egg salad, and that was very unusual in Brazil, so that's the reason I attended most of the time. When I was 19, I moved to the US to continue medical school, and I would go to Shabbat sometimes, go to high holidays in whatever synagogue was nearby. Then I got married, and we decided to become members of a Reform synagogue, which we would attend, but really we didn't have much knowledge of Torah. The years went by, and about a year ago, I read a story about Project Inspire. It was a story about a Jewish young man from the Western US who got involved in some kind of friendship with some neo-Nazis. And when they realized he was Jewish, they threatened to kill him. And he started thinking about, gee, well, what am I doing with my life? So he called Project Inspire, and he got a learning partner, a partner to study, to learn. A few months later, he moved to Jerusalem, and then he became an observant Jew in his frum. And I was in awe of that story. So I immediately called the number, or emailed, I forget, and this lady called Danielle Haas, I don't know if she's here, she called me back. And she connected me with my study partner and mentor, Julian Leibovitz from Thornhill in Canada. Julian is an Orthodox Jew from South Africa, a software manager, and just the embodiment of loving your fellow Jew. He's a true mensch. He immediately opened his arms and his heart to me. He was so non-judgmental and taught me with such love. We started learning together. He started teaching me principles of Torah, Gemara. We then started studying the weekly Parshat. And every week he would start sending me materials. He would send me materials on WhatsApp or my email. And then we learned together on Wednesdays, and every Wednesday he had other things to show me. And he was always so open. He allowed me to text him and ask him questions so he would be prepared when we had our time together. I learned about Shabbat, about Purim, about Pesach, about Shavuot, and about Sukkot. And the reason I say Sukkot is because I only have one son, Moshe, who's 16 years old. My son Moshe was born on the first day of Sukkot. And despite that, I had never celebrated Sukkot before. Last Sukkot was the first time ever in my life, in 52 years, that I built a sukkah, and we celebrated, and we ate every meal in the sukkah. This is one of many firsts. I spent this weekend with Shabbat with a wonderful family, Dr. David Raznick and his wife. And Julian and I continue meeting on a weekly basis, and frankly, we talk several times a week. He texted me, 6 or 7 times while I've been here waiting. And because of his friendliness, because he'd never made me feel embarrassed or ashamed, is why I thrived with him and why I look forward to learning with him. And there are so many Jews like me out there. We just don't know where to go, and we're too embarrassed or too proud to admit it. So what I would ask you is please, please, please volunteer for Project Inspire. It's a life-changing program for Jews like me, and there are thousands, I'm sure, around the world, or hundreds of thousands like me. So please, please volunteer. You can change the life of a fellow Jew. Thank you very much, and Am Yisrael Hai! Am Yisrael Hai!
We're going to put up on the screen now a way for everybody who has a card on their chair. You receive the card on the way, and you could scan the QR code. Please use the opportunity to sign up now for a one-on-one student, to be a one-on-one mentor. I wanted to ask you, just if you don't mind, I know this is a little bit off the cuff. Have you ever met Julian?
No. As a matter of fact, I'm looking forward to meeting Julian for the first time in April, to meet him and his wonderful family on his son's wedding in April.
Well, just one more question. You told everybody here about Julian and what it meant to you. What would you tell Julian?
You're a wonderful man. I love you.
Stop. Why don't you tell him yourself? Julian, do you mind coming up here?
Oh, my goodness.
Julian. Come here.
Luciano, that was a very, very amazing speech, I have to say. Not because it was my name in it. Really beautiful. I wrote down a few words. It's very emotional, this. Only Project Inspire could connect a guy from Brazil living in the US with a guy from South Africa living in Canada and get them to meet in person in Stamford, Connecticut. We have to thank Daniel Haas, Project Inspire, and all of the wonderful staff for everything that they do for us and connected us together. It's really amazing to meet you in person. You know, I'm so very proud of you. 1 year ago, we were learning about building a sukkah. And this last sukkah, like you said, you built an actual sukkah. 1 year ago, you used to say to me that you're not sure what the parish of the week is. Now you've learned the parsha by Wednesday every week when we meet up. Our 1 hour sessions each week seem like minutes. They just fly by. You ask me such good questions that I have to be honest with you, that I have to study the parsha each week and make sure that I know it by Wednesday. How many people in the room have learned parsha by Wednesday each week? But really, after we learn, and this is you, is that you thank me so much each week for learning with you. But I really have to say that it's me who should be thanking you more. I literally learned Parsha in depth better than I ever have, ever. I've also studied topics that I haven't touched for years and years and years. So really, a big, big thank you for you. You are inspiring me to learn better. Thank you, Luciano. Here's a gift.
Thank you, Luciano. Thank you, Julian. Glad that you finally met. Keep learning and bring others into the fold as well. Thank you. Thank you.